Welcome to the Whitetail Advantage Podcast with your host, Brett Bovin. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Bovin, and I got no game plan. But you know what? It's the roundtable starting conversations. Got a bunch of announcements we're going to be making here during the show. So if this is your first time tuning in to tonight's show or tuning in any show, welcome. It's the electronic campfire, like we like to call it here. Each week we cover a new state, but because it's the hunting season, we're going to be doing shows on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're just getting the group together, the team here, the Squatch, Johnny Nitro, David, and we're talking about whatever we want to talk about. Next week, we have a guest lined up, and we have another guest. We're just waiting to hear back on what date is going to be good for them. We're just going to be talking about whatever we want to talk about. With that being said, if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comment section, and we're going to pop them up during the show. We have a saying on the show, place your quarter in the slot machine. What we simply mean by that is to help share the show. I strongly believe hunting is a dying sport. It's a dying lifestyle. So all we ask is just help share the show, and that's all we ask. Help us get us one new friend. With that being said, enough of me rambling and jumbling because I hate the intros. I'll say the announcements right here because that way we can get it done and over with. Like I said, we're going to be doing shows on Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday through December. We're going to be taking the week of Thanksgiving off and the first week before Christmas, the Christmas Sunday as well. I think we're going to be coming back the very first Sunday in January, starting back up with covering states. I think we're starting off in Tennessee, I believe. But we're going to be switching new days and times. So officially, we're going to be doing Sundays and Tuesdays in January at 8:30 from now on Sundays and Tuesdays. Stay tuned on our Instagram page and our Facebook page because we'll be announcing who our guests are going to be at 3 p.m. on our channel. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And that's all I can remember. I wish I wrote this shit down, but I was too busy getting everything in the studio prepared and cleaned up because it was a shit show in here. So enough of me rambling. I'll bring everybody in, and we're just going to talk with tonight's guests. Or not even guests, the team. What is up, fellas?
What's up, man?
What's up?
All right. So I want to start off here with a quick little math riddle. We'll see how you guys figure it out. Because if I did it, I don't think it'd take me forever to do it. All right. Let me turn up my brightness because I can't see it.
7.
All right. A hockey stick and a ball cost $50. If a stick costs $49 more than the ball, what is the cost of each?
Say that again.
Yeah, one more time here.
Hey, come on, I'm a little slow.
All right, I'll say it again. A hockey stick and a ball cost $50. If the stick costs $49 more than the ball, what is the cost of each?
Oh my God.
49 and a buck.
Nope.
$49.
Nope.
Come on, Dave.
I totally forgot what he said. I heard 49 and then some other shit, and then 49 and then 50.
All right, I'll say it one more time.
Oh gosh, here we go.
All right, a hockey stick and a ball costs $50.
Okay.
If the stick costs $49 more than the ball, what is the cost of each?
$50.
No. of each. What's the cost of each? The hockey stick and the ball. What's the cost of each one of them?
$25.
Nope.
No.
Man, there was no. When we signed up for the team, there's no math involved in this. Like,
Dude, I still use crayons. Come on, man.
right?
I eat hands.
I don't know. You eat them. Yeah.
All right.
That's the military in you.
Yeah.
You guys want the answer?
Yeah, I give up, man. I know.
I got smoke rolling already, so.
The hockey stick costs $49.50. The ball, 50 cents.
What?
It's $50.
All right. I believe you.
The hockey stick was $49 more than the ball, and it got to equal up to $50.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Who else has a joke?
He didn't bring us on a team because we're good at math, that's for sure.
No.
All right. I got 2 riddles. 2.
Come on, bring it on back. Let's hear what you got.
All right. I have cities, but no houses. I have lakes and rivers, but no water. I have forests, but no trees. When am I?
A map.
No, that was quick. Giving a round of applause for that one.
Johnny Nitro out of the woods with that one. Wow.
Man, that was, yeah.
Wow.
All right. Now a little bit of a tougher one.
Uh-huh.
Ask this question all day long, but always get completely different answers.
Mm-hmm.
And yet all the answers will be correct. What is the question?
Why?
Nope.
I'll take Latits now for 400, Alex.
I was just going to say anything the wife says.
Oh, jeez.
Thank God she's in the house.
Oh, man.
I'll say it one more time and a little slower. Ask this question all day long, but always get completely different answers. And yet all the answers will be correct.
What time is it?
The question. There we go.
What time is it? Yeah, I was going to say what's something, but okay.
That's what I had. What's something?
Salute. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now I got a question for everybody.
All right.
You're stuck in a mall. And
No.
like, let's just say this. You're stuck in like, no, fuck it. We'll say you're stuck in Best Buy. Okay. Why I picked Best Buy, I have no fucking idea. It's just the last store I was at. You're stuck in there.
Yep.
Between a gorilla
Uh-huh.
and a black mamba. Which one are you going to try and which one would you try and survive from?
The Black Mamba.
All right. Watch this for the black mamba.
Because if you screw up once, you get bit, you're done. But the gorilla's going to fuck you up.
Oh, every day.
Gorilla's going to tear you up.
Yep. I mean,
All day
that's a
long.
whole lot of muscle you just don't want no part of.
Right.
I mean, I feel like you're trapped in Best Buy. You can throw stuff at the snake. Get it
Yeah,
out of
just pick up a 50-inch TV.
That's right.
Or pick up one of the people that work there and throw them at it.
Now you're talking.
I'm picking the fucking gorilla.
You
You guys are fucking stupid.
Why?
It's a fucking gorilla. I can see where it's at. I don't know where this black mama's at.
Ah, shit. You take a step on that sucker's head, he ain't going nowhere.
Fuck you.
Walk away from it.
I can see where this gorilla's at. All right, he's over there. I'm not going to go anywhere near that side of the building.
That
And-
gorilla's
But if he comes after you, then what?
Unless
You
it's-
can't
you have,
outrun him.
you have
Yeah.
10 minutes that you have to survive.
Listen. That song "Prison Bitch" comes to my mind real quick with a gorilla. You're done. You're
I'm
done.
pulling out one of my carry guns. That's all I know.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you got no weapons. You're stuck in Best Buy for 10 minutes.
You have
Which
your
one?
kids with you?
It's just you. It's just you
Okay,
and the
because I can't throw my kids in front then.
Oh my gosh.
Stuck in Best Buy for 10 minutes with a snake? Dude, that's too easy. Just get yourself elevated, turn on something on TV and watch it.
Fuck that.
All right, I would find a heat lamp in Best Buy, set it up. The snake would go there because he wants to get warm, and he would leave me alone. Done.
Go to Myers, get some bananas, throw it at the gorilla. Ain't gonna work.
Nah, not a gorilla, man. Nope. No.
I don't want to mess with no gorilla. I don't care. I ain't scared of any snake, but a gorilla, I don't want no part of.
Nah, gorillas are nasty.
You guys are fucking stupid, man.
Rip your arms off and beat the snake with it.
How about this? You pick up the black mama and beat the shit out of the gorilla with the snake.
That was next. Just throw it at the gorilla. Let them two fight while you go to the car.
You hit it with a whip. Just catch the gorilla right between the eyes. That'll fix it.
All right. I'm just going to say this. If people are into hunting and like hunting, I think they're stupid. I think hunting is the most stupidest thing out there in the world.
You're also not a Michigan fan.
If I was a Michigan fan, I have to shoot myself in the foot every fucking day of my life.
Wait a minute.
Tomorrow.
He said hunter. Hold on, guys. On all the group texts the last couple of weeks, who's been talking? Nobody's been hunting over here. This guy up in the corner. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta go that way. Us three have been talking.
Pancakes?
Yeah. Mr. IHOP over here. He hasn't been anywhere to be found, and we're all up in the trees, waiting for deer.
I was watching Cal last night till 3 a.m. and I overslept.
Oh, man.
8 a.m. We're talking about what type of food we want.
I will admit, dude, I slept through my alarm this morning, got up at 6:30 and grabbed my shit, and I jumped out and I went to that new spot. So,
oh boy,
I saw you guys a text message about pancakes, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make myself pancakes."
I know we were talking about it, and all of a sudden getting hungry. I'm like, damn, I almost wish I wouldn't have went hunting.
Yeah. Johnny made it even one step worse. He goes, "Oh, I like French toast." Now I'm thinking about freaking French toast 30 feet up in the air.
With cinnamon?
Yeah. Oh, and he's like, "Oh, you don't use milk. You got to use heavy cream."
Heavy whipping cream, man. Every time.
Yeah, typical guy. You know what he likes, heavy whipping cream. We know where he's going. I love you, Johnny. I'm just kidding.
How's you guys' hunting season going so far?
Mine flat out sucks.
It's actually not going bad. I mean, I haven't shot anything, but I've been seeing a lot of deer. Of course, my shooter bucks haven't cooperated, but that's to be expected. It's early in the season yet.
Right.
Weather's sucked here.
Oh, dude, it's so windy today.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's been pretty.
Shit, what time did we get down? 10:30, I think. They'll start to sway the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think I've seen a handful of deer, but like you said, I haven't seen any target bucks, and I haven't had a deer on my trail cameras since 2 weeks ago was the last image of a deer.
Squatch, what the fuck do you do?
Flush the toilet.
All right, I'll shut it off. I was playing with buttons here. I'll shut them all off.
I did have that big mainframe 10 about 35, 40 yards a couple nights ago,
better?
but
It's better, Squatch.
he wasn't cooperating. He didn't want to come anywhere near. He was smart. He was in the one spot where I couldn't shoot, where it was super thick in front of me. And it was just like, just go over and check that scrape out. Just over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a scrape 30 yards from the tree I'm hunting out of. And I saw that bid 10 come in. I'm like, he's going right to it. That dude just walked right past. Just kept going.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing even phased him.
No, I think he looked at it and then beeline straight to the swamp and then never saw him after that.
That's exactly what
I showed that one.
Yeah, that was last night.
Was
and
it?
I haven't had a buck on that camera in 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had two really nice ones on that camera too that were there about every week. And then 4 weeks they disappeared. I haven't seen them. And then that guy shows up. He's a different buck. I haven't seen him before here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so well, that's okay because that's what happens in this piece here. It's primarily doe bedding grounds all year round. They always hang in there, does, and then the bucks come down off the mountain and they start perusing through these bedding grounds. And the picture before that, I got the doe, and she's walking past the camera, and then about 3 minutes later, he had his head down and he was walking.
Really?
Yeah, because I got a couple October doe here that, like, probably around Halloween they start coming in the rut.
Do they? So you're set up kind of like I do, because I'm at my one spot. I hunt doe bedding areas primarily.
Yeah.
Just because of that, the bucks are going to come to them.
Yeah.
I don't have to try to get too close to their bedding areas in between the food.
Right. You saw you saw that kill plot that I did, that stand that I set up with that little.
Yeah.
Well, I was in there this morning. I set up and I just put a trail camera in that lane by that, and I already got does in there. So I know they're moving in between there and the other spots that I hunt in that piece of property. So we'll see what happens. It should be pretty good. It's going to get better. It's going to get better in there.
Yeah,
it always gets better later. It's still early yet.
Well, at that spot I set in this morning, I was there scouting a month and a half ago. There was nothing in that little island of birch in between the corn and that marsh. And I didn't see it when I walked in because it's just a little island. There's like 6 trees. Yep. And everything around it, there's nothing. And I got down, and there's 2 rubs and a scrape. Yep. Basically, right look, that wasn't there a month and a half ago.
No.
So, yeah, they're pretty active. I did see a nice one about 180 yards out, but
yeah, I saw that. I saw that in your text.
Yeah. Yep.
That high angle fire right there.
Yeah.
I tell you what, boy, the deer rifle you'd have been all done. I thought about bringing my 308 bow out with me, but
Right. Yeah, they kind of frown upon that right about now, but
yeah,
only if you're caught.
Huh?
That's only if you're caught. I mean,
anything. If you don't get caught, you're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, it's only illegal if you get caught.
Well, the trick is you buy a green F-150.
Yeah,
and that's what you drive during hunting season.
Right.
No, you got to have an arrow with you. So when you shoot it, you got to stick an arrow in the hole. See?
Trying to get mine.
Oh, that's funny.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, John, Sunday.
Yeah. That spot looks so nice. So there's where you had marked out on the road where to park.
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 cars there. So I went a little bit further down the road, and everyone was just within 100 yards of that road. That's where everyone was sitting. And I pushed in. It was just over half a mile. And there's a wildlife reserve.
Yeah.
In there that we can't cross.
Oh, nice.
Was that the one that you had opening day, Brett, in the corn?
No, that was just the one out in the corn was just a 4-pointer that I called crab. I was just going to shoot him because he was going to be one of my management bucks.
Oh, that's nice too.
Nice.
This is out of Outdoor Magazine.
Yeah, I got these photos from Outdoor
Magazine. I showed the guys, but
Google image big buck.
Tinder Buckmasters.
Yeah, Bill Jordan smoked one of them like 2 years ago. He's just got the remnants of it.
Who was that guy? Squatch, you might remember because you're older like me.
Yeah.
There was a famous guy, outdoorsman guy.
Yep.
He got in a lot of trouble. He tranked this monster buck and had it tied to the tree.
No Feather. No Feather was his name.
Yep, and shot it on camera and tried to say that it was wild and free range. And
that was No Feather. No Feather was one of the original guys that got famous really quick and then tried to be the almighty of all deer hunting by breaking a ton of rules. I remember watching them guys. They were out right around the same time the Fitzgeralds were getting
Dan Fitzgerald.
Yep.
Dan and Guy.
Yeah. That I'll tell you what, deer dander and the vanilla killer stuff, that stuff does work.
Oh, we bought it the hell because he always did little hunting expos north by our cottage all the time.
Right.
His kid wasn't even born yet. And it was Vanilla Killer. And every little sporting goods store up north of Michigan sold it. It sold out like the same day.
You're up in Bitely area, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's where that dude came from.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, you know the legend. Oh, so you shot him at the Legends Ranch?
I shot him at the Legends Ranch for Purple Heart hunt.
Yep. So that lake directly behind that Legends Ranch is the lake our cottage is on, Pettibone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
When I drive down that road to go to the cottage, I get to see these 180, 240-inch bucks all the time.
Wow.
And it's so crazy there.
I do want to ask Squatch.
Yeah.
Because I want to get John and David's opinion after your opinion.
Okay.
We've had a lot of EHD problems here in my neck of the woods. I'm not exactly sure up in David's neck of the woods, but I'm sure he's being hit hard as well. Yeah. But Squatch, back in like 2012 here in Michigan, we got hit hard. Like people were seeing dead deer like by the hundreds.
Right.
Now it's kind of coming back. Have you had any situations out in New York where with EHDs kind of like coming back, or has it really gone away? What's kind of going on out there with you guys with EHD?
Okay, so what happened was in the fall of it would be 2019, going into 2020 when COVID was just kind of like getting fired up. We started having reports of deer near water and stinking to high hell. I mean, it was bad. And my brother and I went into the 100 acres that I take care of to set a stand up. And there was a slight breeze coming from the south. And there's a regular lake, and then there's kind of like an old lake bed, and then there's another like beaver lake behind it. And I mean, it just smelled horrible in there. And I'm like, what the hell is that smell? And he's like, I know, right? So we started walking into it, and I found a dead buck. I found a dead doe, found another dead doe. I was like, what the hell's going on? And started talking to a lot of the local guys all around. And they were like, yeah, DEC's reporting an EHD attack. And I guess what it is, it's a small midge that gets in under the skin, and it infects the deer with a high fever, and they don't know anything but to get to water to try to cool down. They lay in the water, and then they keel over and die.
Yep.
So all these, like my gun club has a lake. They were floating in that. Like some reservoir waters. They were floating in that. Streams, anywhere there was like a swamp. But that tract of land, that's over where I grew up. Dude, so much stuff was dead in there. You couldn't even stand. I sat there opening day and I couldn't stand it. I had to get out of there. So
is it coming back?
No, I haven't had or heard any reports here of it. And I haven't seen anything of it. I haven't smelled any dead deer or anything like that. But I'll tell you what was really funny. Where I live here, it's all apple orchards, and they spray constantly. They're always spraying. So I went by all my ponds and stuff here in the orchards, and I was looking, and I didn't smell anything dead. I didn't see any dead deer. And I was like, I said, that's really weird. How come 5 minutes away over where I grew up, they're all dead over there, but they're not dead here? And then I got thinking about it. And I said, we don't have ticks here either. I mean, sometimes once in a while, but the apple spray kills the ticks. So I think with them spraying, it killed off that midge that was coming here, and my herd made it. They were strong. I had beautiful, healthy deer. I even pulled the livers out when I kill them, and I'm looking at the livers for spots or anything like that. They were perfect. They say that the EHD deer that made it, they get a slipping hoof, like their hoof turns almost white, and the black part of the hoof like slips off. It's almost like the meat underneath there.
Yeah,
that was. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was one of the things here.
I've never heard that part about it.
You guys don't get TB much there either, do you?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
TB?
No. None of that.
Call it the blue tongue, because they're thinking, I gotta get to water as fast as I can, and that's why they're all going in these ponds and these waters and water reservoirs, whatever you want to call it.
Well, they get so dehydrated.
So I guess you want to bring something up, maybe cause a little conspiracy here, because I'm kind of conspiracist. What I was told was, and this is what I heard through the grapevine, and it's probably a lie because you heard it online, but I heard that the insurance companies went out and poisoned the deer because there was too many car accident rates with stuff, and they're trying to kill the deer population off. And another weird thing that's here, all these orchards used to be open. You could go in any orchard around here you wanted. Now all the farmers are fencing them all off. And it's not about trespassing, and it's not about deer eating their damn apples. They throw more apples on the ground than you could shake a stick at.
Yeah, they would throw more away, yeah.
They're throwing more away than what those deer are doing damage to, and I know firsthand because I live here. So I don't know if I think they're getting some kind of kickback from the government for fencing off their orchards. And I mean, I could give a crap less. They're just pushing the deer more into where I hunt. But I don't know, man. There's a conspiracy there. It might be something to bring up later on or talk about. But you know, I heard from a lot of people. They're saying, "Oh no, it's the insurance companies going out poisoning the deer. They put something out there to try to poison the deer off and kill them, and they're covering it up as EHD." But who knows? I don't know.
It's a comment / question to that, and then a follow up to that part as well. But wouldn't the insurance companies, wouldn't they benefit from that? Or wait, no, they're paying out for it. That's why they're driving. That's why
they're paying
out.
Lose
the money. Every claim they lose money.
That's right. I hate insurance, so fuck it. I don't know much shit about it.
No, that's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing, but it's not because they're constantly paying. I mean, you pay a deductible, obviously, when you got damage to your truck. You just did it, and I had it happen. But they make a little bit of money, but they're not being able to keep up with the so many accidents because there's such a high rate of deer around anymore. Yeah. I mean, I've seen, and this year alone, I've seen more deer. It's unbelievable how many deer I see driving around. I never saw this many deer when I'm driving around. So,
well, I know the biggest thing that I've been hearing, at least around the area that I'm at, is because we haven't had a really harsh winter that you'd see here in Michigan, which is like weird, and global warming. Wake up, fix the global warming. Anyway.
Our summer's been really long and hot, you know.
We just
extended, which helps them.
Exactly. It hasn't been killing off those insects that cause this EHD. And that's the biggest thing that I've been hearing coming around this area, in which I kind of agree to that point. And at the same time, this year, where I'm at, we had a lot of rain at the beginning of the year, like March, April, and shit like that. But then after that, it was like maybe half an inch of rain every 2 months.
Yeah, I don't think we've got much rain here.
Oh, it's so dry out there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's terrible. And like, what was it, 2 weeks ago or like midpoint of September where we got like 3 days straight of rain? It's like, ooh, finally we get some fucking rain around here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the biggest, exactly. And this is the biggest thing that I've been hearing consistently of why this EHA is coming around. And I've actually seen, I wish I had a photo of these two deer, because one was a beautiful 12 pointer that was taken off just down the road from me here. And another one that was taken about 5 to 7 miles south of where I hunt. Mm-hmm. And I seen a photo of it, and the deer was in the water, the pond, and it looked like a fucking zombie.
I'll try to find the pictures of the ones that
I think I sent you guys on our group chat 2 or 3 pictures of some bucks that were found up by Johnny's area.
Yeah.
Some really nice bucks and some does that were dead in the water.
Well, my cousin, she sent me a picture of a nice buck that was dead in the water, and that's right down the road from me.
Yeah.
Like, shit, here it is.
In Kent County, where I'm at hunting, northern side, I haven't come across any yet. Yeah. Yep. Dang.
Oh wow.
That's horrible.
That's zombie deer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the doe. That was the doe I found. Shoot, hold on.
See if I can.
That's the doe.
Man.
Yeah. And they were like 5-6 feet away from each other in the same spot. It's horrible. They just totally got killed off. And that buck, I don't know if you saw, but he actually had a drop tine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sucked, I was like, man, these deer, I've been kind of like let walk and try to, grow. It's just they just got wiped out. But so we're in 2024. So the bucks that I have now, they're 4.5 years old. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, look at David's photo right there.
Oh man.
I got another one.
If you're listening to this on the audio version, you got to look at the 30-minute, 50-second of the deers that Squatch and Adam are showing.
Yep.
It's global warming, man. We got to fix it. It's global warming.
This is the one.
Driving, EV, cars.
Oh, man, look at that.
Oh, that's the one I sent you, right, Dave? Yeah.
Yes, that's the one you sent, right?
Yep.
That's the one Johnny found.
Oh, you found that, John?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Global warming.
Yeah, I sent it to my buddy Travis that shot that doe because he hunts there too.
Yeah.
And then he found those other ones. I guess they found because they hunt down Berry County where I hunt.
Yeah.
And they found like 12 for 18 of them dead.
Wow.
Man.
Yep.
What's one thing that you guys can think of that we could possibly fix this?
DNR need to start spraying. Other states are doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% agree.
Yep. Other states are ahead of the game. As soon as this warm weather and there's no foreseeable, they spray every year.
I think in 2010 I was hunting in Kansas and Missouri whitetail.
Yeah.
And they had a bad case of EHD or blue tone or whatever you want to call it out there. And dude, they sprayed like the next year and they haven't had a bad case at all.
Yeah.
And it coincides what I said about the orchard spraying here.
Yes.
That made my herd survive.
Yep.
I mean,
they're
everything else
eliminated just from the crop spray.
I mean,
do they do that out there in New York, Squatch?
What was that?
Do they do that out there in New York?
Oh, no. We got a bunch of no. Mm-mm.
See, what the fuck? Like, if you're seeing other states trying to combat this, and it sounds like New York is the same as Michigan, where they aren't doing basically shit to help fix this, where they say they're trying to fix it, but they're really not doing anything about it.
Well, just if you want to make it simple, look at Ohio for us three here in Michigan. Look at Ohio roads, then look at Michigan roads.
Michigan ain't got nothing for roads.
Michigan roads are horrible. And then you cross the border into Ohio, and it's beautiful, perfect roads. I mean, our government up here just sucks.
And I'll say that too. I'm blue in the face. Where our government here, they'll say everything. Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that, but yet you've been in office for fucking ever, and you're not going to do shit about it.
Yeah.
So I think if we're going to go down this rabbit hole real quick, I think there should be, what is it, like the age of 65? I think where you have to like retire. That should be an age limit in the government. You can't be going in there till like 100 years old.
But limit their terms too. They don't need to be in there for life. They need to have a limited term.
Yeah, like Pelosi.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. If there's going to be what was it? I heard this story the other day where it's like someone wished that bullet for Trump at the very first assassination, if it was just a couple centimeters or inches to the right or left or whatever, then it would have been dead on, perfect. Like, really? You're that morbid to think of that? Like, don't get me wrong. I think there's people in office where it's like, I don't like them, but I don't wish anybody dead. That's
what about if you said it about Harris or Biden? You'd be locked up.
Exactly.
You'd be locked up. But because they say it about Trump, it's okay. It's it's just Donald Trump. Who gives a shit about him? If you said that about the other party, you'd have the freaking police knocking at your door. And you know what? I don't wish ill will on anybody. I just want the right person in charge, and that's Trump. Trump's going to win.
Yeah.
And if this election goes awry, it's going to be very bad for the United States.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think there's going to be one or two more tries on him.
Oh
yeah, they're not done yet. Even after he gets in office, they're not done yet.
Because you can see the Secret Service ain't doing shit.
You guys, I was watching the news. It was opening day, October 1st. Iran attacked Israel.
Yeah, you sent us out in our group chat.
They did. And they didn't. Obviously, they weren't going to do it when Trump in there because he basically told Iran, if I even hear a whisper, you guys are going to be blown off the face of this fucking earth.
That's why they're doing it now.
Exactly. They're not.
Well, they got all that money that Biden released to because we had all those billions of dollars held up, and they were on the where they couldn't make nuclear weapons tariffs against them. And then when Biden got in, he lifted all that, gave them all their money back. So now they have all this money for their military.
And what can be done now? They can make it within a week. They have nuclear capability.
I still don't think that they're anywhere near to be able to do. I think if Israel wanted to, they'd be gone. The whole country, they would wipe them out. Israel is not a country you really want to mess with.
No,
they spend all their money in their military.
They're not scared of Trump. I mean, they're not scared of Biden. No. And with the election coming around,
well, they proved that just by how much of a pushover he was when Putin was on the line.
Yeah,
he basically came instantly to Putin. Like,
oh, they're not going to do anything.
My ass. And like, it's just sad if there's the right. Actually, and I was watching the vice president debate.
Mm-hmm. It was very good.
Vance and Waltz. That was actually a good debate. They're actually very cordial with each other.
Yeah.
And it's obviously you can tell when someone was saying, "Ooh, yeah, I feel sorry for you," type of shit. Mm-hmm. But Waltz, he seems like an intelligent guy.
Yeah.
I have nothing against the left in horrible thinking ways, but
it's the one way on this side and then way on the other side.
Exactly. I want someone in there that's going to do the right thing and actually do what they say they want to fucking do. Not just say what they want and get in office and then just do what they want for their own pocket.
That'll never happen because one side or the other side is going to totally flip their lid because if they do anything that helps out the other side or does something that the other side wanted to do that made sense, they're all of a sudden going to be ostracized.
Well, that's what I was referring to earlier, where I think there should be a limited term or you should be out at a certain point because now you got people in there that's been in there for fucking 100 years. Where, all right, I'll help you, but you help me out later.
Yeah.
So now they're trying to like, quote unquote, reap the rewards in some way.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say it like it is because I don't freaking have any filter. Well, politicians are just like baby diapers. They're all full of shit. But it's the ones that can work with it the best to appease everybody that get ahead and win.
Yeah.
And Trump is one of those guys. I don't agree with everything that comes out of it. I don't agree with anybody. I'm my own man, okay?
I mean, like you said, there's things he probably shouldn't say about people,
right.
But he has no filter. He says it straight.
But
when
it comes down to the economy, it was the best it ever was. And everybody was afraid to screw with the United States, just like it was back in World War II, and that's the way it should freaking be.
And back when Reagan ran.
We built these other countries. My grandfather didn't go and fight World War II for nothing. My father didn't go off to Vietnam to fight for nothing. These guys, listen, everybody's a kiss-ass thing anymore, and I'll tell you what, I'm almost 50 years old, okay? I'm not an old man, but I've seen a lot of bullshit over the years, and this is the worst it's ever been. We need to get Donald Trump back in office. He's going to fix this economy, and he is going to make this world back on track. And not only that, he's a godly man, and I appreciate that he loves the Lord. Yes. And these guys here, this Harris, she's a crackpot, and Biden, forget it. He's like Back to the Future. He's shot. He's shot.
Yeah.
So, I ain't afraid to say it either. I give a crap.
No, I don't give a shit. I'll say whatever the fuck I want.
I don't even think he knows if it's day or night out right now.
Yeah, he's just worried about what ice cream flavor he's going to get today.
Yeah, ice cream does sound pretty good, though.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave. If we get a little bit more popular, I'll set up an ice cream date with you and Biden. You guys can shoot me shit.
I love that to see that. The people flying the wall there. But no, I think as a lot of list right there. I think a lot of Americans, they only see what they want to see because the media pushed it down people's throats and like, you got to focus. You got to look at this right here. Look right here, but they're not seeing what's behind the wall right here. For instance, the Black Lives Matter, which I think that was the stupidest fucking thing ever created. Yeah. And then they're like, ooh, the gay movement and stuff like that. And they're trying to push you to look at this stuff right here. And I'm going to say this. I'm not homophobic. I don't care. If you want to be gay, be gay. Go fucking be gay. I don't like when shit's being crammed down my throat and I have to accept it. When I already accept it, I don't give two shits. It doesn't affect me in any way. But with Trump and Americans, we don't see what affects us outside of the country. What I mean by that is when Trump was in office and Iran, when he told Iran basically, fuck you, and he told the same thing to Putin, fuck you, don't fuck with us.
Yep.
No one in the other worlds was like, fuck, I'm not going to fuck with America. Whatever they say, they're going to do it.
Well, he's a loose cannon. That's why they don't know.
Yeah, and then Biden gets in office. Now you got other shit happening around the world. That's what's happening when you get a president and put a president in that position. You have to think of what are they going to do for America and what are they going to do to make sure that nothing else happens basically across the world.
Yeah.
And Trump was in office.
Yeah.
He basically took no shit. Don't get me wrong. Like Squatch said, sometimes he'd say some most fucked up shit, but at the end of the day, he said what he's going to do. He fixed the economy, and he told other countries, don't fuck with us and don't fuck with our allies, or you're going to be fucked.
I want to go back to what you said before about, the homophobic thing and, they're cramming this shit down our throat and expecting us to appreciate it. I do have a problem with it. Not saying anything against homosexuality or anything like that. But when you guys don't understand, these people sit here and they go, well, I don't know what I am. I think I'm this. I think I'm that. You're saying that God made a mistake. You really think all this created, everything that's here, the microorganisms in our body that can reflect back in a microscope that shows each cell is an actual cross to the furthest star in the atmosphere resembles a cross. You don't think from here to eternity was made by the Almighty, and you're going to tell me he made a mistake? There's something wrong.
Well, that's a perfect thing, because when they try to link the high suicide rates amongst the gay community and the trans community, they try to link it where, well, they're committing suicide because people aren't accepting their ways. No, because they have some type of mental health issue where they're thinking of, well, I think I might be this or I might be that. You have a mental health fucking issue. Then what happens with the white gay Christian? White straight Christians. Mm-hmm. You don't see a bunch of us killing ourselves because media was attacking us for a million times.
The statistics were proved that most homosexuality was because the person was sexually abused as a child.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it comes out. And, it's a sad thing for any child that's ever had something like that happen to them. But it's also the way that they bounce back. And, it's a heavy thing. Like I said, and people say, well, you're a godly man. I said, yeah, I am a godly man. Well, you think God hates, gays and everything else? I said, no, God doesn't hate them. He created them. But what he wants is them to turn away from their sin. That's what he's asking. In other words, smarten up. I didn't write this stuff down in all these books for you to just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
And, look back to Sodom and Gomorrah in the Old Testament. He rained down brimstone and fire like these ashes you got flying around. That's all that was left when he was done with them.
Yeah.
So it wasn't okay in the Old Testament. What the heck makes you think now it's acceptable and all this and that? It's not.
They're trying to push the church out of the system too now.
Well, that's because that's a whole nother story when you get down that. You start getting into Roman Catholic and all that stuff. Like I was brought up old school Catholic. I'm Italian, and but even the Catholics don't understand the Bible. They're told not to read it.
Yeah.
It's only for the priests. That's not what God intended.
Yeah.
And
for everybody.
when you sit there and you hear how people twist things up and this and that, like I said, oh, you're saying God doesn't hate the people that are homosexuals. God wants you to repent from your sin and live a clean life. That's all he's asking. All he's asking.
Yeah. That's why he gave us free will to make our own choices.
Yeah. And no, I'm far from. Listen, man, I'm preaching myself with a lot of things. When I talk about religion and stuff, I know because I've been there. Not homosexual, but I'm just saying,
You say that beard, it's kind of going on, brother.
Oh, yeah. Hey. So no, but
my wife is Catholic too. She went to a Catholic school. Yeah.
Well, I'll say this, and we'll get to a new topic here. It's now they're trying to trying to change it from amen to amen and women. And then what happened to all the American flags around that you see on trucks and around houses? Now
they're all in the front of my yard.
And rainbow flags. And for the fact that you have the LGBTQ plus elemental P community where they're trying to accept the pedophiles as young loving adults or some shit like that, and they're trying to get them involved. And there's actually a group out there, Gays for Groomers, I think they're against all this social media crap that's out there. Like that group, that community right there, that's all involved with it. I support them 100%. And like I said, if you want to be gay or lesbian, I don't care. That's your prerogative. It doesn't affect me in any way. But I don't know. It sucks being pushed down people's throats, and it's getting tired of it. And I think that's why a lot of Americans are getting tired of this shit. And I think that's why a lot of the gay for groomers, they're tired of it, because they don't want. They didn't fight all this stuff to get the rights that they got to being publicized and political shit like that.
They just want to live their lives. Doesn't need to be in the news every day.
Oh. And it'd be like us
go on and live their life just like everybody else.
It'd be like us demanding, saying, "You guys got to hunt. You got to go out and kill," and they don't want to do it. Excuse me. So, if we shoved that down their throat every day and said, "Oh, you got to own guns. You got to go out and hunt every day, and you got to, do." You can't tell people that, but it's okay for them to tell you, teach your children. Look, it's just totally wrong. Totally.
Well, what do you think would happen if the shit hit the fan here?
They'd be knocking on our doors.
This country would actually survive.
Be running around all happy.
They ain't gonna still thrive in a slap fight. Let me tell you what.
We got a comment here from Veganless. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Vegan?
Good day, buddy. Let's go down this road here.
Okay.
You got people out there that are against hunting, and people in the community where it's like, ooh, why would you take that deer and stuff like that? Obviously, we want to get more hunters involved, but let's take it this route. What could we do to basically say, I don't want to say it, give them the middle finger, but how can we in the hunting community do better at talking to people that are against hunting? Of like, this is what hunting truly is about.
Explanation and a history of what would happen if we didn't.
I think Ted Nugent said it best.
Yeah,
he was talking about being a vegan and everything like that, and he's like, "Oh, so you don't want to, you want to grow all these vegetables and everything like that? Well, here's all the land that it takes to grow X amount of pounds of vegan food or whatever the hell it was. Like, being vegan just destroys so much crops."
Well, like he said in that video. You got to spray and everything that Dos Santos doesn't kill. With the spray, you mulch over what you're killing the moles, the voles, the rabbits, the squirrels, birds.
Yep.
With all your spray, and the combines are killing everything else in there. And he's one animal with one arrow.
Point out here, we reach a point where if people want to call in, we'll leave it up for a little bit. If anybody wants to call in and talk with us, feel free. The phone number's right there.
We encourage you to call in. We want to hear what
hear everybody else's opinions and even hunt stories and where they're at this year if they're hunting.
Yeah. Call in, talk about whatever you want to talk about.
If you want to talk about what the heck we were talking about, it's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
No, like you said, with the people who don't, I'll tell you what, I've run into it a lot, especially here in New York. Also asking for permission. Well, why do you want to do that? They're so nice to look at and this and that. I said, okay, well, let me tell you something. Do you like seeing an animal starve? Well, no. Okay, well, that's what's going to happen, because as they multiply, they're going to starve themselves out. All right. Then there's going to be so many. You're going to be in your nice $60,000 BMW, $70,000 BMW. It's going to go out and wipe your car out. How are you going to feel then? Oh, I never thought about that. Okay, and then from you talk to people, nothing goes to waste. We try to be the most ethical. I hate the word ethical. We try to just do our damn best job. Okay, let's say it that way. We do our damn best job. Shit happens when you're out in the woods. Okay, you can't foresee the unseen. And I still say, when an animal's deemed to die to you, it's willed by God and nobody else. So if it's meant for you to shoot that 8-pointer, you're going to get that 8-pointer, no matter what you do. But you explain to people, I use it for feeding me. I also give it to people who want the meat that can't go out and hunt anymore. And I'm doing my part to control, okay, and being a good hunter to control the population of deer that can get out of control. And the same thing, I have a lot of people when I go out predator hunting. Well, what do you want to shoot coyotes for? I said, do you understand that the number one rabies and distemper carriers out there? If that bites your dog and your dog ain't up to shots, up to a date on its shots and rabies vaccination, goodbye. If that coyote comes into your yard and bites you, you're going to get a series of 8 great big needles like that I had because I got bit in the face right there. That's what that scar is. 385 stitches from a dog when I was 12 years old. And I got those rabies shots. And let me tell you something. They ain't no fun. So if you want coyotes around, let me tell you something. Go ahead and have them, but you're not going to like the end result. Oh, really? Yeah, really. So can I go coyote hunting now? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of answered what my question was going to be. What's the point of hunting?
Conservation, basically controlling the herd and feeding your family and feeding the people who need it.
Yeah. I think a lot
I
of
don't see any other group or organization that's going out of their way to help feed the hungry that can't afford food.
Yeah.
Like the hunters.
No.
I think as a hunting community, we do our best to get the meat for ourselves, but we also get meat so we can help others in need. And we do it because I think when you look at people from the outside point of view and they're like, well, you're just out there to hunt and kill. And you're saying it to get meat for yourself. Well, no, you're just out there because you like to kill things. No, that's not fucking true.
Once you kill something, that's when all the hard work begins. And that's when you really just like, man, should have let this one walk,
And I'm willing to sit down and talk to someone. I've said it on other episodes before. I'm willing to sit down with somebody that is against hunting completely and tell them everything that's proactive and the advantage of hunting. Yeah. And I'd like to listen to their point of view, like why they're against it and stuff like that. If they're willing to have a conversation about it. But if I can't get out 2 words, then fuck you. I'm not going to talk to you.
So how about this? The average person does not know how much time the average hunter puts in, how much money we spend, how much money we contribute.
We're not talking about that right now.
No. Well, just shh.
Hey, Johnny, hold on. Your wife's calling me. She's asking me a question about Cabela's.
But they don't understand because there's no other sport out there where you're going to put as much time in as we do. I mean, we put cameras out all year long. We watch the herd, right? We buy and set up our stands. We buy gear. We get this and that, right? All the little odds and ends. And not only that, then you kill it. Then you kill a deer. So now you got to take it, get it out of the woods, skin it, cut it all up, process it. Some guys don't. They take them to a butcher or whatever. So there's a thing. Then you try to honor them. Well, they go that way, So you pay for a mount or you do a European mount like the 2 there on the wall or whatever that I do. Yep. There's so much work. I mean, one of those European mounts, I'm into that like 8 hours, man. Just taking all the meat off and, boiling the stuff out. It's a process. But in what other sport are you honoring something by eating its flesh because you're thankful that it died for you and you're enjoying what it gave you up?
Yeah.
You're taking the time to honor it forever. I mean, it's one of those things I can look back and say, boy, he was a worthy adversary all those times he evaded me. And, there's no other sport out there. And these people don't have a clue because they never did it. Could you stand there? I tell people, can you go out? You think you can do what I do? Go ahead. Go stand in a stand, freeze your ass off day in and day out, hurt your back, standing on these stands all day long and doing what you do and put the time in that I put in. And if you can do that and you can make the shot and you can pull it off and do everything that I do, we got a mutual respect. But until then, don't criticize what I do. You don't know.
I'll even do it one better. And, all right, I'll shoot it. You drag it out of the woods. Like, nothing will tell you you're more out of shape than dragging a dead deer out of the woods.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's
I'm kidding.
Even a little doe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Dead weight is dead weight, man.
Yeah.
When I get deer meat and I'm getting ready to eat it, like for instance, the backstrap. I love the backstrap, obviously, just like everyone else out there.
Yeah.
And I'll put bacon around it. And I said this before, where it's like I have to eat everything that was cooked. I mean, I'll save stuff for like the next day and warm it up and stuff like that, but I'll make sure that nothing gets thrown away. I don't like having food thrown away in general, but when it comes to my deer meat, I have to eat every bite of it, no matter what, even if I had to make myself sick, because I killed that deer and that deer gave its life for me to eat. I can't just go out in the woods and just toss him. Like, I feel like the biggest asshole if I was to ever do that.
Yeah,
I have to cook it when the kids aren't around, or I don't fucking get any. And that's a fact. They'll eat 5-10 pounds of backstraps or a roast.
Dude, I did 5 pounds of sloppy Joe, and my kids would sit there and just eat it until it's gone.
Oh yeah, I made probably a 4 or 5 quart thing of chili.
Yep,
it was gone that night.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and how can you get mad at them? I mean, it's.
Oh, I don't give a shit. Except I got to make 2, so I get some, or I make it when they're not there, and then I go, "Hey, I made this." My wife don't eat it though, which is fine.
See, mine doesn't either.
Yeah,
she keeps trying it, and
I know she won't. She won't try it, but that's fine.
Mine will eat some of it. It's just the way I prepared it over the years. I mean, it's not like, she's not going to run downstairs and go, "Oh, I took a piece out for you. You're going to cook it." No, I do the cooking. But she eats it. She does eat it.
I think the one of the main things that, what was it? Like 2 years ago, where this whole selfie meme was going around, where hunters were taking the picture of the deer that they took, and they were on the ground with it, and they were taking a selfie like this, just like, "Look at me," and they're all smiling and shit, and they're taking photos with their tongues hanging out, blood everywhere. It's one thing to take a picture of a deer where, like, for instance, there was a photo I posted a couple weeks ago, with my deer fish hook, and he had a bunch of blood, but that was from where I shot it. Other than that, I did everything I could to kind of clean them up.
Mm-hmm.
You have people that post those type of photos. First off, I don't like when people post that because it's very disrespectful to the animal. And 2, you get people from the outside community that are looking at those and be like, "Well, look at that." That's the one, in my opinion, one of the main problems of people outside the community seeing that, and then showing that we don't give 2 shits about hunting. We don't give anything we don't care about the deer, that we're just out there to kill.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think that's the first thing I think of when people need to fix one thing in the hunting community is it's that right there. Take photos where it's respectful to the deer, to the animal that you just harvested. Exactly. But with any animal, you have to show respect to this animal. And for you to take those type of photos, if I saw you in person, I'd basically just like motherfuck you in face.
Yeah.
Man, there's been so many deer I've killed where you just don't even take a picture. You don't even think about it. So, I mean, back in the day, we didn't even have phones with us when we were hunting.
No.
And, dude, those were nice days, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, think about how many people are so stupid. They post stuff and they don't have it tagged, or, they know this guy shouldn't be. So many people snag themselves. But I mean, here's an idea too, guys. I mean, if you want to do something, do it after the fact. I mean, that's my brother and I would argue.
Beautiful.
Bucks. I mean, you don't have to always necessarily post something in the field. And you know what? That's a fine line, Brett, because I'm with Rec Broadheads, as we know, and one of the things when we post it on social media, we're trying to prove how well they cut. So there is going to be a hole there with some blood in it, but we're trying to also get the point across that your animal is going to die quicker and a less miserable death because it succumbed faster. Due to these broadheads.
I shot this year for the Liberty hunt here in Michigan.
Yeah.
That buck came out at 20 yards. I hit him with that HXP from Rect.
Yeah.
The dude ran 20 yards. I mean, it split his heart right down the center. I mean, you can slow it down in the video, and you see the arrow go in, and you just see the blood shoot right out.
Yeah, I'm not against that, where it's trying to get a point across, like Squatch, like you said, is perfectly where it's like, look at the entrance and the exit hole that this broadhead creates. It's going to kill this deer quicker and more ethical compared to another broadhead. Yeah. I get that 100%.
Yeah.
But you have pictures of blood just everywhere on this deer and their tongues hanging out, and it just kind of looks like a gory movie.
You don't want a war picture of it.
Exactly. That's the line. But if you're showing like a close up or like a general photo, like I said, the one I've posted of the deer I called Fishhook, I wanted that blood there because look how much this deer bled out based off of this broadhead. But when you have like those war type photos out there, that's where I should have clarified that. That's my fault. But yeah.
Oh, and I'm not picking on you, but like, look at how far back that is. That's me and my grandfather. You don't see blood. You don't see no blood and gore in that picture. Even back then at 20 something years old, I had enough respect. That's a Polaroid, guys. That's a Polaroid picture.
I got a Polaroid for you.
So I mean,
dinosaurs.
Yeah. So like I said, I mean, even back then, I had enough common sense to be respectful, of the animal. But
let's go. Since we're on broadheads, I was going to go down a different route here because we're going to be getting close to the end of the episode here. So we're going to close down the call in. Broadheads.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about that for a little bit before we end the show here. Rec and Magnus are the two main ones that we use here with Whitetail Advantage. Let's go with this. We'll go Adam, David, then Johnny. Give me your pitch on Rec broadheads, and I'll give you my pitch on Magnus broadheads.
Let me start out. Excuse me. Let me start out by saying I was a former user of Magnus broadheads. I used a Magnus buzz cut, the Magnus Stinger. I have them in a box right here somewhere, actually. And I'm not a total component against anything with Magnus. I think they make a great broadhead. You can see them. I got them all in the box here. Those are Magnus. Yeah. I primarily shot these with the recurve. I just they were like a primitive head. They did a great job. Here's the come on, stupid camera. There's the buzz cut right there. Okay.
That's what I'm shooting right now.
Yeah. And like I said, they're fine. I'm not nothing against them. But I will say this. What I saw of Rec broadheads when I first talked to Alex was pretty darn impressive. I've shot a lot of different broadheads over the years. Him and I spoke, which, let me say something. When you talk to somebody that owns a company and they have enough time and common courtesy and respect to talk to you, that means a lot. So right then and there, I know the guy's going to stand behind his product. Another thing about Rec that I like is you can buy replaceable blades for it, okay? A lot of these heads out there, you can't replace the blades. I tested them. I took the HXP, which is the fixed blade broadhead that Johnny used to kill his deer with. I took a frozen rack of ribs from a deer, put them outside, shot through it repeatedly, like 4 or 5 times. It didn't hurt the blade. The blade retained its weight. It stayed sharp. And they flew just like a target tip, okay? Good quality thing. Now, I've always been a major component against any mechanical head. Had bad luck with them over the years. But the HXP, the HXP has a slap cut of almost 3 inches when it hits a deer. I've seen the holes that this broadhead has been producing, and you could take your hand, the hole with your hand, and go in the entrance hole of these deer. And you know what? I don't like trying to track a deer. I want that deer to go down as fast as possible. So that was another component for me switching over to rec. He had an opening for the pro staff position, and he was very selective about who he was putting on the team. I applied. I didn't think I would get on, but I guess from talking to him and seeing some stuff I've done in the past, he wanted me on the team, and he accepted me, so that was cool. And like I said, I'm dying. I want to shoot something with it yet. I haven't. I know a number of people that used them. Johnny, Jason, Killing and Grilling used them, and I'm seeing the results online. Of course, it all has to do with shot placement, what a broadhead's going to do. But like I said, I think they're reasonable too. They're not crazy money. The 3-packs, I think they're about $48 for the 3-pack. And I'll tell you, they fly great. The both heads, the FXP and the HXP, they all fly great. They fly just like what I'm shooting with my target tips. And I just posted on Instagram the other day. I said, hey, it's a final check on my components, and I'm right in the bullseye with it. And I was like, okay, I'm good to go. And I also texted Alex, and I said, I want to let you know something. I'm putting full faith in your product, and I don't take that lightly. I'm trusting you with your product to take down the animal that I'm after. I'll make the good shot, but it better do its job. So
I do want to play a little bit devil's advocate here before we get to David and Johnny.
Yeah,
I'm looking up rec broadheads right now, and I have Magnus broadheads, so we'll get to mine later on. But it seems like there's this rec broadheads is very similar to rage broadheads, and you see a lot. There's another one out there, I can't remember the name of it, where they're very similar, where it's like a field point and the expandable points expand out.
Mm-hmm.
What's kind of the difference between this and a rage? Obviously, rage has been out there forever, and that a couple of years ago it was rage this, rage that. You're not shooting anything without a rage.
I had them. They're in the box with those other heads. They're jumping.
I never shot them. I never will.
I never will. Nope, I'm the same thing. I was kind of against it.
No, what the difference is the quality in the steel that rec uses is high quality carbon steel. It retains its sharpness. It retains its rigidity and strength when it goes through an animal, through bone. And I don't give a crap. You're saying they're saying they're not. You look at a rec broadhead in the chisel tip and that thing will go through a freaking car door. And that's the key, because if you hit bone, you need it to break through that bone and get into the vitals. And let me tell you something. That chisel tip, I've seen the results. Look it up. He's actually probably got it on YouTube. He's got a steel plate, and he shot every one of those broadheads through that steel plate, and they're fine on the other side. You do that with a Rage from Walmart, forget it. Goodbye. It's junk. It'll be tinfoil.
Do the expandable points, are they kind of collapse and it folds out as it enters?
I can explain it to you perfectly. So it sticks out a little bit like a triangle at the top behind the chisel point, and then when you look at it, they sweep backwards. So as that goes through the animal, those two tabs push and deploy both of the broadheads out wide like that. And then what it does is it has a little spring that sits on top, and it has two little ears that go inside of that triangle at the top, and they just snap off from the pressure, and that's what guarantees you to deploy that out backwards. And that's a key thing, because it's not robbing kinetic energy. When it goes through the animal, it's deploying backwards, and it's opening up wide, and that's where you get that snap cut. When it hits, it just makes a great big hole.
So my two biggest things when it comes to, would you consider this a mechanical broadhead? I would.
What's that?
The rec broadhead. I'm looking at the HXP right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a mechanical. Sure. Yep.
My two biggest fears is the blades falling off and flight of my arrow and accuracy.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah, you can't. They fly so much like a field point. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm not on their team or anything. I just really enjoy them. Shooting them, they fly just like the field points.
What do you have there, David?
Those are the Rage 125s that my kid got for his crossbow that he never shot, but they came with him. So this is what the difference between the Rex are these real chintzy cutting.
If you're listening to this, you gotta watch this video here at the hour and 10-minute mark. It looks, in my opinion, from this plastic.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the lightest broadheads I think I've ever had in my hand. I can tell just by looking is that the blades are severely thin, as you can probably see.
Yeah.
Made out of Chinesium.
Yeah, it looks like crap, in my opinion. It's just...
Yeah, I mean, they're super thin right here, too. As you can see, it's hollowed out.
Yeah.
And I've seen them break. The tips break right off. I've seen on videos. And he did switch. He was using these. These are the MAGNUS expandables.
Yeah. They're respectable.
Yeah, they're not bad. But I got him away from them. I tried these out for a year because they were the thing. Have you ever seen those toxic?
The toxic?
Yeah.
I shot one deer with it, a buck, and he went about 10 yards and piled over because it made a hole, literally, like they say. But the next year I shot a doe, hit her right in the shoulder, and probably only went in about 4 inches, and she ran away.
Yeah.
And luckily I seen her that same year and killed her. But
David, what are you shooting right now with Rec?
I am shooting.
You have to get up to look. You should fucking.
I'll be right back.
I'm not going to take them off because every time I touch them, I cut myself with them.
Yeah, you were saying that.
These got to be the sharpest out of the box broadheads I've ever used.
Are those the FXDs?
These are Slick Trick Viper Tricks.
Oh, okay.
And the blades are super thick. They're high. I don't even know what kind of steel they are, but I shot this through that hog. I still have the broadhead up there. Went through both shoulders, passed through this spring. It's got a super carbon, the whole ferrule itself.
Yeah.
It is super heavy duty. And the blade thickness is a lot thick. You can actually resharpen these. I haven't had one break yet.
That's a double bevel.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks solid.
Yeah, they're very, very strong and tough.
What's
they
your?
They like going through bone. And
John,
yeah,
I've been using them for about a year and a half now, and I haven't found a reason to switch yet. So,
well, you gotta stick to what you've been doing.
I mean, they shoot 70 yards, the same as my field tip.
Perfect.
So, and I'm shooting about 490 grains total.
Here's Johnny.
All right.
Hi, Johnny.
Johnny, what are you shooting?
I'm shooting. I got the FX4s from
FX4s.
the Rect. They're the fit split.
Okay.
Shooting those. Then also in my quiver, I have the HXPs.
Yep, that's what I do too. Same thing.
So if I have to shoot through some brush or if it's a little bit thicker, I'm going to switch it out for the FX4s and use those. The deer I shot a couple weeks ago, that little buck, that was with the HXPs. And, I mean, point of aim, point of impact is just unbelievable. They fly so true, just like the broadhead or just like the field points. That was the big deciding factor on why I went with them, because before that, I was shooting the MAGNUS, actually, the Black Hornets, I think they were.
Yeah.
I was using those, and every time I'd take off the field point, put them on, I'd have to mess with my sights, adjust everything. Take a 100 grain field point, take it off, put a 100 grain rect broadhead on. No shifts of impact at all.
Right.
I shot a couple different ones and stuck with those. I mean,
so it's staying consistent.
What's that?
It was staying consistent with your practice points too.
The consistency is just unbeatable. Absolutely love them.
What is the difference between these HXPs and the XP?
The XP is a smaller cutting diameter, and the HXP is the 2.25 inch cutting diameter. So the XPs were out first, and the HXP came out later with the bigger diameter cut.
Yeah, it looks like it's 2.25.
Yes.
Yep.
But you're getting a 3-inch slap cut.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So one's mechanical, one's fixed blade.
The ones Johnny's got and I got, they're FXPs. They're the fixed blade.
So
4-blade.
Right now, I have the Stinger Buzz Cut from Magnus.
Yep.
There have been some times where you're kind of like, ooh, I was hitting a little low. But that's what you're going to kind of get with these type of broadheads, only because, yes, they're 100 grains, and you should be shooting just the same with 100 grain field point. And I know that's kind of the big thing where it's like, well, I want my field point to shoot just like my broadhead. But these, because there's kind of, I don't want to say they're big, but they're big. So they're going to shoot.
A wide bevel.
What's that?
We got a wide bevel.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Just like what
you take up more surface area. Yep.
Exactly.
Let me stop you right there to interrupt and not be rude, but I want to explain something to you why you're shooting lower.
How fucking dare you, Squatch? But okay.
So the reason why is that big plane is like another set of veins.
Yep.
On the front of your arrow, and you're actually shooting flatter. That's why you're shooting lower. You're stabilizing the arrow more, so it's
break
flatter.
That down for me.
Yeah, I will.
The trajectory is flatter.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you're saying.
You have more arrow stabilization, just like having another set of veins in front of the arrow as you do on the back.
You ever watch the arrow in slow motion?
Yep. It'll actually stabilize it.
Looks like an S curve.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the the fletchings can help correct it. It's just helping. It flattens it out.
There's a reason why a lot of the guys are going to a 4-vein fletch, because they're getting more stability at longer ranges with it. And when you shoot a wider planed broadhead like the Magnus, you actually stabilize the front of the arrow, so it makes the arrow flatter, and you're not having so much correction like you do with a field point. So that's why you're shooting lower, because your trajectory is more precise. That's why you're having that little issue where it's low. It's not the tuning of a bow or anything. It's just because the arrow is flying truer than it does with the target tip on it.
And I'm not, let's say this, when I'm saying I'm shooting lower, if this is my target point, it's like in 4 inches lower. So it's not like, ooh, you're shooting way the fuck down here.
No.
So let's just clarify the point right there.
You're going to have a little bit of resistance between the front of your arrow, your broadhead is going to be fighting your fletchings a little bit.
Correct, because I have
four. Your arrows actually, like Squatch was saying, you're not getting that big teeter.
Yeah. I run 4
You'll
fletches.
be more consistent, I guess you would say, with your broadheads.
Right. And yeah, these are 2 1/8 cutting diameter.
Yeah.
You gotta look where they're made.
America.
In Michigan.
Michigan.
Frankenmuth.
Yep, Frankenmuth, Michigan.
And so's the Rec. Rec's made in Michigan.
Yeah, Rec is up in
Magnus
Frankenmuth.
isn't made in Michigan.
What's that?
Magnus isn't made in Michigan.
No, I'm saying Rec.
Oh.
Rec's made in Michigan.
Yeah, Rec is made in Michigan.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I might have to look up Rec because I love Michigan homegrown things. But no, I've shot these for the longest time. I'm always open to trying new things. I've tried other broadheads out before. Honestly, this talking to you guys, I haven't heard about rec. I've like heard of them, but like in passing talk, if that makes sense. And I've come back to old true of my Magnus broadheads because those things will just pack a punch, and I don't ever get any zero shred of doubt when I have them on my fucking arrows.
Because confidence is one of the biggest things when you're hunting too.
Exactly. And right now, like for instance, when I was shooting my bow at 30 yards, I was shooting a little low, but I didn't have my broadheads on. I was shooting with my field points. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm shooting low. So that was 3 hours of trying to fix that.
Yeah.
That was me the other day.
July, August, I put my field points up. I don't shoot them anymore.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're getting close to the end of this show here. And since, let me see if I can find the questions here. Hang on. Give me 1 second.
Something Squatch will remember.
Don't rush me.
Look at that. God dang, I haven't seen one of them since about 1985.
I grew up shooting these, man.
Oh, my gosh.
I wasn't even
We
thought.
call them the Death Whispers.
Wow.
I think it's 175 grain.
Yeah.
This thing's still sharper than dog shit, too.
You know, I had Hoyt, I think it was Hoyt, 145 grain Hoyt broadheads back in the day, and they were wicked. That was like a double bevel, sick, heavy ass freaking broadhead. They were just like killer. I've always been about kinetic energy.
Yeah,
I never was on that.
Yep.
Shooting 3D light and is fine, but
yeah,
you want to kill an animal, you want that freaking.
No, back then it was 4-inch feathers, full 33-inch aluminum arrows, and 200 grains up front. It's like throwing a log at them.
Yep.
But when you hit bone, it's the loudest whack you ever heard in your life, though.
Oh yeah.
Especially the recurve. That's what I used to use these on, is the old recurve, the old bear I got back here.
Yeah, and I got my Super Mag 48 sitting up there on the wall.
Yeah,
that's what I killed the deer. But I use carbon arrows on it, but they're a heavy carbon arrow.
I think next year I'm going to shoot my. I got an old bow. I forgot what the hell it is, but I was going to go old school next year.
I have a 2018 Prime bow that has yet to be out of its packaging. So if anybody wants one, I got one. Brand spanking new. I bought it from my dad, but then his shoulder went out and he said, I love you, but I can't shoot that bow. So I kept it in his pack.
Oh, yeah.
And
old pro line from Hastings, Michigan.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
With the original sight and the original ham slapper release.
Look at that. Oh, my God. You could kill something with that release.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's one of my dad's first bows, too.
Yep. Got these old nasty. Remember those old sight Squatch?
Yep. The old freaking threaded pins. Yep.
Yep. With a flow green on them.
My dad's bow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a bear. My first bow was a bear Whitetail Hunter 2.
I had one.
Yeah. It was about the length of a friggin' long bow with little compound wheels on it, and then you had to take the X part of the cable and stretch it over the pulley that you wanted to shoot the poundage on it.
Yep. Magnesium riser. It was like holding a freezer block in the winter.
Boy, they were cold.
It was, too. That was the coldest bow I ever held. Killed a lot of deer, though.
Fred Bear did a hell of a job with that bow, though, because I threw that thing probably 30 feet out of a tree after I missed a buck with it. It bounced off the ground, just rattled the cable a little bit, and I was able to restring it back up and shoot it the next day.
It fell out of the back of my buddy's tailgate on the way to hunting, right on US 10. And I don't know how far it bounced, but it slid for a while. Yeah. Just picked it up, and it's got some scratches, but it still shot.
They still shot.
All right. We're in the rapid fire questions here. I'm going to ask you guys. We'll go Adam, David, John.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question 1, even though you guys kind of were a part of redoing the questions, but we're going to ask you now. We probably the only time we ask. First one, you can only choose one. What weapon are you going to choose if the world is here?
Shotgun. My semi-auto.
Wow, you caught me off guard with that one. David?
That's a toss-up. I was thinking Mossberg 3.5 Ultra Mag or my AR. Probably my AR.
I'm going to say...
But I'd probably try to take my shotgun with me, though. I love shotgun.
You only get one, David. Jeez.
I'd stick it in my back pocket.
AR chambered in probably 22 Win Mag.
That'd probably be the best, Jeff. Yep.
All right. Question 2. What has been your favorite state you've hunted, and what is the number one state you want to hunt in that you haven't hunted yet?
Well, New York's been my favorite state because really it's about the only place I've hunted besides Jersey for bear. But one state I would love to go to, I think, would be probably Alaska.
Oh, I like that one. David?
Probably say Missouri. But it's a toss-up. I do want to go to Iowa, though. I really do.
Just like every other hunter out there.
I got 1 point, but if I had to go to Alaska, you guys would never hear from me again because I'd never come back.
Yeah.
That's my dream place to move to is Alaska.
Side note before we do the journey, I actually almost moved out to Alaska to be one of the troopers out there when I was graduating college.
Wow.
Yeah. I almost took them up on their offer. It was like a $50,000 move or sign-on bonus, shit like that at the time, and so I almost took it.
Wow.
Johnny?
Missouri for hunting. I had a blast hunting out there. I did whitetail and duck and goose and everything else. I think Idaho. I'd like to go out to Idaho and hunt elk. I think that would be either Idaho for elk or Maine for moose. That's a toss-up for me.
Well, those are good ones right there.
Mm.
All right. What animal is on your bucket list to hunt?
Coastal brown grizzly.
Dude, that was with a bow.
Yeah. 3 out of 4. Let's see if John got the same answer.
No, believe it or not, I want to hunt an antelope with my bow. That's
a cool one.
Yeah, I did a little speed goat.
Yeah. All right. Is there anyone famous or in your life that you'd like to go on a hunt with one time?
Ted Nugent.
Got me. That's what I was going to say, too. I would love to go one time with Uncle Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Just once.
Yep.
Johnny?
Yeah, I would have to stick with my grandpa. I mean, I hunted with him a little bit as a kid, but to be able to sit back and hunt with him one more time, yeah, 100%.
Mine would either be between Ted Nugent and Fred Bear.
Yeah.
How can you beat Fred Bear? He taught Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
But Ted Nugent is Ted Nugent, Uncle Ted.
Yeah, he's the Motor City madman.
Oh, my aunt used to babysit for him actually up in Muskegon.
No way.
Nope.
Holy
His
shit.
kid used to work a popcorn or a hot dog stand in the flea roast up in Irons.
Yeah. Yep.
He used to be, well, my dad lives up there, so he used to work there at the flea roast Oxford Market.
Really?
Ted was up there his kids were there, worked the stand every year.
Damn.
At least a few years that I remember, but he would be in the pavilion and he would play music.
Wow.
He showed up to our high school one time and played during some whatever they had during lunch.
Well,
All right. Wait, I got a trivia question real quick. What was his first band? Come on.
I can't even remember it now.
Come on.
I'm still young, man. You can't.
You wouldn't get it. Brett. You wouldn't.
Oh.
David should know this.
It's on the tip of my tongue and I know what it is.
Journey to the Center of the Mind was one of their songs. Come on.
Yes.
Ready?
Oh my God.
The Amboy Dukes.
Yep. Wow. I can't
I'm dating myself now.
Couldn't remember.
All right. If you could bring one person back from your family to hunt with, who would that be?
Oh, that's easy.
Grandpa.
Yep.
My kid.
Kid?
My grandpa.
Yeah.
What animal would you want to eat? Son of a bitch! I still haven't fixed that question.
Well, she's in the house right now. Probably heard me, and I just think I heard the door latch lock.
Oh boy. Yep.
Johnny, I love that question, but I still need to reword that question.
He needs a cue card. He's got to have a cue card out in front of him.
I have it right here.
So, what wild game would you like to eat?
There we go. What wild game would you like to eat?
With that, and it's like something that you haven't had before.
Of course.
Yeah.
I would like to try maybe like a gemsbuck or something, maybe from Africa. Not that I'm not a big African hunting want to go there guy, but I don't know, something exotic like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
like a gazelle or something.
Yeah,
Something like a gazelle.
Yeah, something.
Well, up at Legends,
Cape buffalo.
Yeah.
Up at Legends Ranch, they have wild game dinners, and they have all sorts of crazy stuff, man. We had like wildebeest chili. There's all sorts of crazy stuff, man. So good.
Cool, man.
But like I think a giraffe, like a giraffe back strap, or like giraffe neck roast. Like
Giraffe, you're gonna eat the mascot of Toys R Us? What is wrong with you, you sick bastard?
You killed Jeffrey.
Pedophile.
You're an ass.
This guy says a freaking neck roast. You know how big a freaking neck roast would be off a giraffe, Johnny?
It's unfathomable. Like just to look at it, like
Oh my God.
yeah, why not?
God.
That would feed so many people.
That'd be like eating the old 96er on the Great Outdoors. Are you kidding me?
Yes, exactly.
You'd have to rent a 450 cat to trench a hole to make a pit for it.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'll take a
What about
side of
you,
giraffe. Yeah.
It's all muscle, though. I bet you it doesn't taste bad.
No, interesting fact.
I mean, it's a vegetarian too, so.
Yeah, interesting fact though. A giraffe and a mouse has the same number of neck bones.
What?
Get the hell out.
No, go ahead, fact check me. I'll wait.
I'll fact check you right now, son of a you.
All right, I believe the number is 7.
It's 7.
I believe so.
All right, I'm gonna fact check you right now.
All right, cool.
Oh, you need bones.
The fact that you found that much spare time in your day, Johnny, to find that out just amazes me.
Dude, I learned that when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Have you listened, David? Have you listened to Johnny lately with the shit he comes out with?
I know.
Yeah, no, I can't even say it on air. I can't say it.
You said a mouse?
Yep.
It's fucking set. Wait, hang on.
Is it 7?
7 cervical vertebrae. What the fuck? John, what are you doing in your spare time? Oh, let's see how many.
So, my first day in the Army. All right, total off topic here. My first day in the Army, right?
I think there's no way they're telling you that in the Army.
And they're like, it was Monday morning. They had like a trivia question, right? And if you got it right, you had the whole day off. You could do whatever you wanted. And I was like, cool. I'm brand new, private night, whatever. They're like, and this is before smartphones. And they're like, where was the birthplace of Spam? Well, I know that. It's Austin, Minnesota. And they're like, how did you know that so quick? My best friend growing up, his mom and dad were in the Spam fan club. They named their son after the birthplace of Spam.
Huh.
So I knew that. And they're like, no shit. Like, yeah, so I know so many useless facts. It's ridiculous.
So do you know what the flight of an English sparrow is? The speed?
You butchered that, Squatch.
I know I did.
Or gray.
Go ahead. Yeah. Fix it for me.
That's yeah, what is the average? The flying weight of an African swallow or something like that.
That's it.
Monty Python.
Yeah, Monty Python.
Monty Python.
Yeah.
And search for the Holy Grail.
Yep.
Him and Benny Hill were hanging out together.
Oh yeah.
Let's question here.
You're the Knights that say neep.
Well, so my last name, Knight, right? For the longest time, I would always say Knicket.
Oh God. Dude, if you run around the woods with coconuts, I'm going to smack the crap out of you.
I'm actually picturing him saying that, too. That's even scarier.
And you know he did. You know he
straight
did.
face is all it can be.
Yep.
Yeah, with a mouthful of paint chips.
Yep.
All right. What is one thing that you can think of that we as a hunting community could or should do to improve the hunting community as a whole?
Just totally quit hunting.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I
think sell all your shit.
I think I'm gonna take up. I think I'm gonna sell everything and take up freaking golf. I'm sick of this shit. I'm tired of getting up freaking early.
I fucking hate golf too much to quit hunting. I'd find something else.
We'll make fun of golfing, you son of a bitch.
Fucking hate. Go for fucking $100, chase a fucking ball around the woods.
Got fucking
golf ball with a gun. That'd be fun.
Hey, we got Bovin Woods over here.
Bovin Woods.
Shooter McBovin.
Bovin Woods.
I have a one handicap, motherfucker, so fuck you.
Yeah, it's the one handicap sign you park in front of when you go golfing.
Yeah. He gets to go out the special ramp around back.
He gets the blue cart.
His cart has like the little spinners and the bell on it. Here I come, guys.
Look at that. I got a hole in one.
Yeah. His golf club's got a whistle. So
he's like Bill Murray from Caddyshack.
Yes.
It's a Cinderella story. It's a Cinderella story. Yeah,
come on, guys. We're having fun here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm crying. Crying. My face is like a red apple's ass.
Stay tuned for another tale of Bovin Woods in the wild.
It took him till he was like 25 years old to realize that a real golf course didn't have a windmill on it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like all these years I thought you played with just a putter. I had to go out and spend all this money on all these other clubs. I don't know why.
It's okay, guys. I have the green ball right here.
Yeah. He said, I went out to the golf course the first time with one club. They all laughed at me. He goes, what do you mean? You guys don't tee off with a putter?
But Dad, I like the clown hole. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It's at this point in time, Brett Bovin realized I should never have put these three together for this show.
Stay tuned next week for 4 new cast members.
Yeah.
I promise you, I only had one beer.
What was the question?
I don't even know. I know it just went sideways with golf real quick.
Yeah. It was all the windmill.
It was the windmill.
The windmill.
Couldn't figure out why they didn't sell cotton candy at all the golf courses. I thought they all had cotton candy and pop.
Did you see Brett walking around in Augusta, Georgia at the Masters looking for the cotton candy stand?
Yeah.
It was really devastating. It was really devastating to Brett when he realized the ball washer wasn't the ball washer.
Yeah.
Brett's caddy is like the caddy from Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah. The homeless guy.
Homeless
guy. You just find some random homeless guy on the street. Go, you want to be my caddy?
No, man, it's MacGyver.
Yeah, MacGyver is your caddy. You got to go wake him up in his tarp out in the woods.
Dude, I got to my hunting spot at 5:30 this morning. The dude is standing right at the entrance. Like there's just enough room for one car parked in there, and that's my truck. He's standing right there, full Harley leather, staring at the house directly across the street. 100% creeper mode, and I'm just like, oh, you didn't even see him. I felt so bad. I'm like, dude, I got this Arizona green tea. Like, you want it? He's like, oh man, I haven't seen one of these in years. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been out of the woods.
Up this plastic bag and stuffs it in there. Probably next to some head or something.
Yeah, he probably just murdered those people and are waiting to see if the cops showed up.
Right?
They show up and he's like, no, but there was this dude that gave me a green tea that you just left.
Some heavily tattooed dickheads over there, yeah.
No, he went like this on the checklist. He was like, "Nope, Johnny Nitro gets off today."
Yeah.
Billy Madison reference right there.
Yeah, that's right. I'm so happy I called that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when Driver's sitting in his tent putting lipstick on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
might
reword
as well
this
put
question.
an arrow towards him at that point because he's plotting on you now.
I'm gonna reword this question here.
Oh boy.
All right. What is one thing that you can think of that we as a hunting community could or should do to improve the hunting community as a whole without making fun of Brett or golfing?
All right. So on a serious note.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right. That's detention and 5 demerits for David. So now what we should do as a whole is educate people who don't understand the outdoors and what we do, try to educate them. And not only that, I think we should build people up more than we tear them down. Don't be so harsh on people. Maybe they don't have a lot of time to hunt or whatever. Just if that person's happy with what they killed, be happy for them. I mean, you know what? We all might be like, Jesus, another freaking spike. Come on. But if the guy's happy with it, be happy for him. That's all that matters.
On a side note to that,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw it on it was on Facebook earlier. A dude in the UP, he's from down here. He went up to the UP on a bear hunt, shot a 70-pound cub, and was posting about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a conversation on Facebook about a guy going up to Baldwin, and he didn't have a lot of money, and I think he's got some kind of a disability.
Mhm.
And was just asking the hunting community if he knew any spots where he could go try to check out would be good places to start.
Oh, yeah.
And it went left right there.
oh,
People were just basically calling him a lazy mother effer and get your ass in the woods. And so I nipped that shit in the bud real quick.
Good.
I actually gave him directions. I private messaged him and gave him directions to some spots up in Baldwin to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another one where they were, and I laugh and we make fun about it, the crossbow guys. But there was there was about 2 or 3 guys that basically just sort of told this guy he should just kill himself. You know, because he was using a crossbow and he wasn't handicapped. He wasn't a vet. And yeah, that went sideways. I kind of went off on those guys and was like, you know, that's the problem with our hunt community is we're supposed to be almost like a brotherhood to help each other out.
That's
you
right.
know, I joke around crossbows too, but if that's what somebody has to hunt with and that's what they want to hunt with, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and hunt.
absolutely.
Go out and hunt. And be happy with whatever you shoot.
I got 2, and they have a special season here for it.
Yeah.
So, whatever, you know, sometimes I get bored of carrying around the bow. I'm like, I'll take the crossbow out, you know.
Yeah,
but
I got one sitting over there, my kids.
I sure as hell ain't gonna like try to church it up or something. I'm just be like, yo, dude, I try to film everything I do anyway. You're gonna see what the hell I shot with it. I'm not gonna say, I shot that with the bow. No, man.
Who's that guy that dresses up like a deer?
Yeah.
I mean, he's from Michigan.
Yeah. Yep.
That post was on his website, on one of his posts.
Yeah,
really?
Yes. And guys are just going off on people that use crossbows because he is against crossbows. But he had to come back later, and then he had mentioned that he didn't care. He just does it because, you know, he gets a lot of views for it and people think it's funny. You know, but there were some guys that were really bad.
Yeah, they're all keyboard warriors.
I just had to basically just tell them to shut the fuck up, you know.
Well, I mean,
if you don't like somebody shooting a crossbow, you know, just stay off the internet.
It's one thing to make fun of somebody, like for instance, us, we have a group text message, stuff like that. It's one thing to make jokes with people that you know compared to someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That guy that they were all giving a hard time about, they didn't have, anything with hunting in Baldwin, and then come to find out that he had an issue.
Yep.
And there was a reason why he couldn't get boots on the ground up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he didn't share that with them. He was just like totally shocked that people turned on him. And I said, welcome to the world of hunting we're in, dude. It's just, I said, you're better off just don't post anything online about what you shoot.
Yeah.
Post deer, shoot a spike. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if I see it and people give you a hard time, I'll get on there. I'll correct them. I don't care.
100%.
But I said, if you can't handle the banter, there's certain things you probably should put on there, because it is not like it used to be. Like, people aren't always, there's a group like us, and there's a group of people out there who are willing to help. You're like, hey, go do this, or no, don't do that, or do this, or whatever. But the majority of like Squatch said, the keyboard bandits, they just like getting a rise out of people, trying to hurt their feelings or whatever, make them feel bad about what they have or what they're doing.
I love the ones that
big problem.
Opening day on Tuesday, I took out my cousin bow hunting, who's never hunted before. Took out my other buddy Dan, who's never hunted before.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is using the crossbow that I have. The other is using another bow that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they've never hunted a day in their life. I set up their stands. I set it up with them. I'm like, all right, cool. And now they're constantly blowing up my phone wanting to hunt more.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, absolutely. Could I have gone out opening morning by myself and hunted where I wanted to and all of that? Yeah, for sure. But 3 days before opening day, I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, well, what's the wind looking like? Where can I set these dudes? Because I want them to have success versus me on opening day. Like, I've already got a deer in the freezer. That's fine. And it's just getting new people out there to hunt, to setting them up for the success that they can have.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe our platform can open some people's eyes too.
Yeah. Think of others before yourself.
Yeah.
There's a great guy that I'm into chainsaws and shit like that, because I'm always cutting firewood. I used to log when I was younger and shit. But there's a really cool guy on. His name's Buck and Billy Ray, and you can find him on YouTube. The guy is all about spreading kindness, the being that dude, just being that person, go the extra distance and stuff. And you know what? It's a silly little stupid YouTube show about a guy with his chainsaws and fucking axes and shit that he uses. But his message is clear that he says, be kind, love one another. And, basically the golden rule. He's teaching the golden rule.
Yeah.
And you know what? The simple thing is, man, the book says treat others as you would like to be treated. Of course we throw that all out when it comes to Brett, but that's part of the show. It makes good ratings, so we have to.
And it's funny in the group chats.
Yeah. Oh, it's just. By the way, Brett.
While he's sleeping, eating pancakes, and we're all hunting.
No, but I got to bring this up to Brett, because he wasn't around in most of the group chats because he was eating pancakes. But but I do have a moderator complaint towards Johnny Knight as a bully. He's a bully. He's been bullying me and Dave the last couple of days, Brett. So
I cried my stand for at least a half hour today.
I don't know if it's maybe like punishment of like cleaning the studio or but he's a bully. He's
a bully.
He's just a bully. Dave actually texted me on the side, and I don't know how to approach this Squatch. What should I do? And I said, well, you got to bring it to Brett. I'll do it. I'll bring it to Brett. So maybe I don't know if it has something to do with a little bit of the, here and there with Johnny, but it's he's being a bully.
You guys can find your brave places or brave spaces. Johnny and I are going to have a little talking after the show.
Right.
Good.
I knew we're done, Brooks, and I apologize to you guys.
Yeah. Oh.
You can see the look on his face. He's got the Johnny, I don't give a fucks.
I mean, it's been brought to my attention, so I just wanted to bring it up to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't want anything to go unturned, so people need to be punished accordingly.
You know, they say, if you see something, say something. So I'm just following
see something, say something.
Just following the rules.
Follow the rules.
Well, guys, I just want to say thank you being part of the team. Thank you being part of my friends, brothers. I just want to say thank you. And with that being said, we're going to see you guys next Sunday on October. What day is that? The 13th? October 13th.
We got Doe Patrol on, don't we?
Yep, Doe Patrol. We're just waiting to hear back from them on their email. They said the 13th is going to work for them at 8:30. I'm just waiting to get some information back from them, but I'm looking forward to that. So it's going to be us four and them, and we're just going to sit back and listen and talk and just share some stories with them and learn more about them and how they started their page, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. We also have some notes that Squatch I want to bring up to you here at the end of the show. But again, thanks, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you guys all on Sunday.
All right. Have a good night.
Right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Oh man, I love those guys, and yeah, I'm so happy with them being a part of the team, and yeah, you can't say enough. Great group of guys right there. With that being said, I just want to say thank you everyone for tuning in for tonight's show. It's been a blast. We're gonna be doing these shows on Sundays, just to be roundtable conversation, talking about whatever we want to talk about hunting seasons, and we're gonna bring some guests on that we can. With that being said, we all know I don't like doing intros, outros, so we're just gonna wrap it up with that. Make sure to check out Grizz Media, Magnus Broadheads. You also use the code GP10, get 10% discount off Gilly products. Also check out Rec Broadheads. And with that being said, make sure to put your cord in the slot machine. And we'll see everyone on Sunday.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Whitetail Advantage Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you next time.